Hi, everybody. Welcome to Frequencies, where confidence meets clarity and where your vibe sets the tone. So, I'm so excited tonight. I have none other than the world renowned Shayla Lotholt. So, listen, my girl, she won't brag on herself, but I'll brag on her. So, what you probably don't know is that Shayla is a life coach and a vocalist. She's a hell of a vocalist. Oh, I'm sorry, I got a little excited. And I did use a colorful word. I did, because I felt like I needed to say that. I felt that down in my soul when I said it. I said what I said. All right? So, Shayla, I want you to tell my viewers a little bit more about you and what do you have going on?
Wow. So I'm a mental health professional, so I've been doing that for almost 20 years here in the city.
Wow.
So yeah.
Okay.
Pray my strength.
In the Lord.
In the Lord. Hallelujah. But yeah, just like you said, I'm a singer, so I'm a preacher's kid. I'm a minister of music. I do all of that kind of stuff. So I do a lot.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
I got you. She said I do a lot, so she probably prayed for me as soon as I used the good self colorful word. I forgot she is a PK kid. Right. And that's a good thing. So, tonight's topic was about what are you waiting for? And it's not the WAITING, but what are you waiting for? WEIGHTING, like the weight. So it can be physical weight, the mental weight of the world, waiting, sometimes the heaviness of waiting to pursue a dream, that can be heavy, or not working the job that you really, really want to stay on, but you stay on because you have bills.
Right.
And the other thing, life's weight can be very heavy. So one thing, Shayla and I have in common, we're daddy's girls. And both of us have lost our dads. And I tell you, I felt like the world was about to shut down. And I'm not going to even say what I can even imagine. I'm going to stop saying that right now. Because a lot of people say, oh, I can just imagine. No, you can't. You can't. People have no idea what that's like because we all process things differently. Only thing I remember is that when your dad passed away, it played out on social media.
Mm-hmm.
He was a celebrity. Like both our dads were legends in their own right.
Right.
But I remember seeing the post on Facebook, everybody flooding and tagging you and, oh, Shayla, what about this? And then sharing the memories of how they know your dad and sharing his pictures they had from 1962 and when he did this and when he pledged and all these, amazing things. But did anybody actually take the time to say, I wonder how Shayla's really feeling? Because sometimes it's overwhelming. And people mean well. Mm-hmm. They mean well. But do they really take the time to stop and say, how is she taking all of this? Like, how has that been for you? How was it for you then? And how is it for you now? Because it doesn't stop, I'm quite sure. So just, share with my viewers, what has that been like for you?
It was different. When my father passed, it was a freak accident. So It wasn't nothing that was planned or you could prepare yourself for. But I have a little cheat code. So I've been doing mental health for a long time. So you kind of have to practice what you preach.
Yeah.
And so in those moments, did people reach out to me? Yes. I thank God for my circle of friends because they know me. When I tell you they know me,
right.
They know me.
Right.
So, I did grieve differently.
Mm-hmm.
So not your normal traditional way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't have people coming to my house. There wasn't no wreath on my door. Wasn't none of that. Because when you think about it, if you do that, you have to stay home all day.
Right.
And you have to sit here and you have to talk to people all day.
Right.
That's draining.
And I always wonder why, and this is just for me, y'all. And y'all can say whatever you want to say. Why you come and sit up in people's house all night? You got to get up and go to the funeral the next day. You're trying to get yourself together, and people just sit and stare at you like this.
Yeah.
Bring a pack of sodas and bring your food, and they gonna eat the food that they brought to your house. Like why? Like just.
I didn't want none of that.
And the only thing that really saved me is the mere fact we were going through the pandemic. And some people were upset with me because I would not let them in my home.
And they'll be okay.
They were very upset.
They'll be okay.
And I said, I'm sorry, but we're in the middle of a pandemic during that time. And I said, I have to protect my mom and myself, So it was a very interesting time when they passed away. So, we share that and we grieve day in and day out. We don't sit in it. So we do both have that. And here again, we have that mental health background.
Right.
So we navigate through that kind of like ebb and flow with life when it comes to that. Now, the other thing is, after that, for us, our weight, we've always been thick, luxurious ladies.
Right.
And you've always been fabulous. I have never seen you
praise
out
the
of
Lord.
pocket, always sharp, always fly. So has weight ever been an issue for you?
Not an issue for me, maybe an issue for others.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've never been small. That's not to say I'm glorifying being a heavier person.
Mm-hmm.
But, I've never, ever been petite. And the crazy thing about it is I was a dance major all my life. Until I was in
Really?
12th. Yeah, until I was in 12th grade. So I was always active. I still was thick, but I was always active. So weight just never stopped me from doing what I wanted to do, what I needed to do. You just gotta buy a bigger size. It just is what it is. But it's never stopped me. Now, do you have people who may say you need to be smaller, you can do this, whatever like that? That's your projection. God bless your life.
I like that.
Yeah, God bless your life.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like how she said, God bless your life.
God bless your life.
It's like, like how you doing?
How you doing?
Mhm.
I mean, because everybody has the right to like what they like and not what they, So, but it's never stopped me from doing what I wanted to do. If I'm honest.
I got you.
Now, has it stopped me from wearing some of the stuff I wanted to wear? Yeah. You might want to wear a 2-piece. That's not smart. It's not smart to wear a 2-piece.
Well, I'll just say this was me. So I did put on a 2-piece.
But you're smaller than me, though.
Well, now I am. But, to be all transparent, I used to be 308 pounds.
Okay.
So I wasn't always this size, but I'm still thicker than a Snicker.
Please.
But for a long time, if I may share and be very transparent for a moment, my weight did hinder me for some things.
Okay.
There were parts that I wanted to audition for certain movies. I couldn't do it because of my size. Or I was typecasted because I was plus size. Either I'm going to be the auntie, or the first thing people say when they see you, ooh, I bet you can sing. Like, I never could understand what was the correlation between being plus size and being able to sing. Because I'm quite sure there are some heavy set people that cannot sing.
Right.
But they
I
would
guess
always
it's because
say,
of the old saying, it's not over till the fat lady sing.
right.
So I guess but I can, so. So I guess they.
Well, you the thick, luxurious lady that can sing.
But I do know some thick people. I'd be like,
Right, to just shut them down.
So
They
I
can't
get
sing.
it.
Mhm.
But life is about a lot of stereotypes.
Yeah.
So it's going to be out there.
That's
it's gonna
true.
Be out there. It's going to be out there. We are both in sororities. There are stereotypes associated to our sororities.
You're right, yeah.
They're going to be. That doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah,
So just don't. You don't have to live up to it.
that's true. That's true. And I
It
just
doesn't define you.
and it doesn't. But I just find it so interesting that even on my weight loss journey, people are still opinionated.
Mhm.
If you're heavy, they have something to say. If you lose weight, they have something to say. And I had people even telling me, all right, now don't lose too much weight. Now, wait a minute. I'm doing this to be a healthier me.
Right.
It's not about anybody else. It's for me so I could feel better.
Right.
And I do. I feel a whole lot better now that I'm on trying to eat healthy. Now, I'm not going to say, now, if y'all see me eating a French fry, I don't need y'all coming in my inbox saying, Camille, I saw you eating them French fries the other day.
And
I saw you in the drive-thru. And we'll have 2 more.
And we'll have another.
Because we are human. I'm still going to eat some things that I probably shouldn't have. But, hey, that's part of life.
Right.
But the other part of that with the weight, people, now that I'm losing weight, my inbox has been on fire.
Come on.
But my thing is, I'm the same girl that was plus size.
Mm-hmm.
All I did was lose some weight. I was the same person, heavy, small, whatever. I'm the same person. So now I don't know if I can deal with you, because now if I gain 5 pounds, are you going to stop messing with me? Just in case? Who knows?
Who knows?
But life is lifing.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we handle it pretty well. So when like I said, we talk about the weight of loss. We talk about the physical weight and the mental weight. What do you think? Are there any any things or any one thing that you felt like you've waited to do in your life that you really regret not doing? Is there something that you waited and put it off?
I put it off. Maybe getting my master's.
Mm-hmm.
I put that off for a while because normally people go straight right after they get out of college.
Mm-hmm.
I took a bunch of years. I took a break.
I got you.
And so that would probably be one. Off the top of my head, I'm sure it's probably other stuff. It's just not coming to my mind
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I try to be a person that do what I want to do. Not negatively, but you get what I'm saying? I
Right.
try not to have no, I wish I did, I
Mhm.
should have, woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Let me
Mhm.
just go ahead and do it and let the chips fall where they may.
I love
and
it.
ask for forgiveness later.
Listen, I love
Thank you,
that.
Jesus.
And she doesn't sound across.
Just ask for
I
forgiveness later.
love that. But I tell you what, and you don't realize this, you inspired me. So one day I came in
Girl,
on your
look
job,
at
on your
tissue.
part-time gig. Oh, Shelby, not gonna cry. We too cute to cry. But you inspired me. You had gone on a trip. You said, "Oh yeah, I just booked a flight," and I left, and I went, and I said, "Just like that? Just
Yeah.
got on a plane and you just left?" You was like, "Yeah." You said that like you ran to the store to buy a loaf of bread, and I'll be right back. And in my mind, I said, as simple as that sounded, it was almost terrifying to me.
Really?
And as much as I do, I was like, And I thought about it. I said, now if Shayla can do it, I can do it too. A lot of times we allow that fear to weigh us down too. We was like,
Right.
well, I don't know. It's like saying, don't go outside after 10 o'clock. They're like, what's going to happen if you go outside at 10 o'clock? You just outside, right? So I took a chance and I did it. So, it's been nonstop ever since.
Okay. I've been on the phone this week trying to find a cheap ticket somewhere.
Listen,
Why not?
I love that. Just the spontaneity of it all, the traveling and living life. And what I want to tell our viewers, don't let anything weigh you down.
Right.
If there's something that you really want to do it, and I know some of you probably saying, well, Camille, I don't have the money to do it. I don't have the time to do it. I can't do this and I can't. And we think of all of these excuses, but I want you to change your frequencies. Change your frequency to how you think about doing things. Instead of saying, I can't, I can. And then write down the steps to what it would take to do it. So if you start here changing your frequencies, you will be surprised how everything starts to fall in place with life, and you can start doing some things and start enjoying some things. And I understand money is funny for everybody, but just put a few dollars here and there,
Right.
and before you know it, you'll have money to get your plane ticket. Now, so now, listen, now I'm gonna be a little Slim Shady. So,
Okay.
if you don't have all the money up front, there's Affirm. There's Klarna. Do you know you can get flights?
Klarna's the greatest.
My producer just said Klarna is the greatest.
Oh, they're gonna hear me.
And you can put your flight on Afterpay. And I don't know if you do hotel rooms on Afterpay.
You can do all of that. You can do concerts. You can do.
I know you can do concerts.
You can do concerts. You can do. You can do.
Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
So,
I'll go to
If you want to go to a
real quick.
concert, you can pay for it through Klarna.
yo, did y'all hear that? Now that part
Now, don't
I
go
did
in
not
that now.
know.
Now, if you understand your frequencies.
Oh, okay.
Okay, understand your frequencies.
I
If
got
you're
you.
not good with money,
Right.
don't start opening up all these things and colliding.
Yeah, you gotta
broke.
be good. You gotta be good with your money,
You
right?
don't know how to manage money now. Don't do
I
that.
understand. I
Yeah,
understand.
you got to know how to do with the money.
So can I ask y'all a question? So
Sure.
for me, right, and because I've been doing I've been on my weight loss journey myself, right? Because I was at like 280 at one time.
Okay.
I'm down to about 235 now.
Congratulations.
Right? Yeah, shout
Good
out.
stuff.
But
Shout
here's the thing, right?
Uh-huh.
I never I'm a high vibrational person too. My frequency is always on 10.
Love it.
I don't care about what a person thinks about how I look.
Right.
What bothered me was how I felt. When I walked up a flight of stairs and I was having trouble breathing. When I'm going to Popeyes and I'm getting the 4-piece and biscuits and you know what I'm saying?
That'll do.
And my body was responding in ways that I wasn't comfortable with. And my body was trying to fight and reject it. So I never cared about how nobody think about how I look. I felt like I was big, beautiful man.
I hear you.
Big,
beautiful man.
I still feel the same way.
Right.
But it was more so how I felt, right? So on your weight loss journey, like was that a thing? Were you self-conscious about how you looked, or was it more how you felt? Or what was the matter of fact, here's a better question. What was the moment you said to yourself, okay, enough is enough.
Right.
I need to lose this weight. What led to that?
When I went to the doctor. And the doctor said, now either you going to get it together or you out of here. And I knew I didn't feel well in my body, but you just keep going. Because when you think about us as a culture, we eat for everything. When we sad, we eat. When we celebrate, we eat. And we always talking about, you just had breakfast, and then we talking about, what we going to eat for lunch? And after lunch, oh gosh, I wonder what I'm going to cook for dinner. So we surround so much around food. But it was when I got up to 308 pounds when I went to the doctor, and my leg, I just felt just hurting. Body was aching, trying to go on trips, do things. And I felt like I could hardly walk. And your body builds up like inflammation.
Right.
And I was just tired of feeling bad. Like I was just walking around every day, looking nice, but not feeling good in my body.
Right.
And I was just tired of feeling bad. And I didn't realize how bad it was. Like I said, and then the doctor told me, hey, you pre-diabetic. And so that was a big wake up call for me. When she said I was pre-diabetic, I said, okay, we got to get this under control. So I was literally 308 pounds. And what was even scarier, the doctor told me I was pre-diabetic. And that was a huge wake-up call for me. Because, when you think about diabetes, I went to the extreme. Like, you think about amputation, like, and once they start cutting, that party just don't stop. And I had that, my grandmother had that issue. She was a bad diabetic, and so I said, yeah, I've got to get this in gear. And I really went on this journey being mindful. And I will say, yes, I am taking, what do they call it, GLP medication to help with my weight loss. And that has been a godsend for me. Everybody might not be able to take it, but for me, it helped. And now granted, being plus size, I was confident, but I feel like when I started losing weight, my confidence went up even more. Because now I can move around a lot better. And the thing that we take for granted, y'all, being able to cross your legs. The first time I crossed my legs, I thought I was just going to break down and cry. I don't know the last time I was able to cross my legs because I was so heavy. I could not cross my legs. And I was sitting down talking to somebody, and I just did it, just kind of like randomly just crossed my legs. And I said, he said, what's wrong with you? I said, I just crossed my legs. I just crossed my legs. And then the other thing that was so exciting, getting on a flight and being able to buckle the seatbelt. And not needing an extender. And I never forget once I flew and I couldn't get the seatbelt fastened, and the stewardess was like down the aisle, and I just remember her yelling, do you need an extender? And in that moment, I felt like the whole plane had flashlights, and it was just all on me. I never felt so embarrassed and so small in all my life. I remember that. But getting on a flight, sitting in a seat, buckling my seatbelt, and then having to pull it tight.
Come on, get slack.
Listen. It's the little things. It's the little things. Yeah, so
I
it's
think
the,
you need
the
to
little
lead
things.
us singing to her. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
It ain't that kind of show.
I'm just playing. I have to feel.
I was like, wait, what? no. But it was just those little nuances that just makes you feel like, oh my gosh, it's actually happening.
Because you had a lot of stuff attached to your weight.
I did, and I didn't realize how much I had attached to it. So it was like the loss of my dad and just life in general, you know. And before you know it, you like, I'm looking like an 8x10 and a 5x7 frame. I'm like, okay, we gonna get it together. And so it's a daily process. Still working on. So, what about you, Shayla? What are you working? What's next for the Shayla Lodeholt?
As far as just life, or
Life, yeah,
okay.
life. What do you see? If you see yourself from now, we're gonna say 3 years down the line, down the road. What does that look like for you?
What I wanted to look like,
Okay.
and what it'll probably be two totally different things.
What do you want it to look like?
You know, naturally, because you know I'm still single.
Okay.
I haven't had a kid yet or whatever, so that kind of stuff, you know,
Yeah.
you kind of want those types of things. But you know, just in life in general, you know, thinking about writing a book, thinking about doing some things myself. I
Okay.
wanna put it out there,
Okay.
You know, doing more with my life coaching and stuff like that. I actually just got my certification in grief counseling as well. Went ahead and did that.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it helped me through my little process.
Okay.
So, you know, just trying to build on those types of things. Trying to do a little bit more stuff in the community. Naturally, church.
Mm-hmm.
I know that sounds
No,
like,
No.
it's not. That's
but
just
church,
a lot.
that's me only.
Can I ask y'all? Can I ask y'all one more question too?
Sure.
Okay, so the topic of this is what's weighing you down,
What are you
right?
What are you waiting
What
for?
are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
Okay, so right now, what are y'all waiting for? Or what let's be vulnerable for a second.
Yeah.
What is something that you feel like right now is weighing you down and you want to change it? You know what I mean? And if you want to change it, what are you waiting for to change? Because everything ain't peaches and rainbows,
You're
right?
right. It's not.
So I'll tell you. Let me begin. Right.
Okay.
I have a strong attachment to people. I'm the nicest guy you'll ever meet. But a lot of times people will take my kindness for a weakness because they think they getting over on me when I'm just being who I am and being nice. Right. Now, a lot of times I should say no, but I don't. I have it's very hard for me to, if you ask me, hey, I need $10, you know, because such and such happened, I'm going to give it to you if I got it. You know, that's just my heart.
Yeah.
But I think that sometimes, and my wife get on me about this sometimes, she say that I'm a little too passive. You know, I'm non-confrontational, so I never tell people how I feel. And it weigh on me because it's a lot of things that I want to say to a lot of people, but I won't do it. I mean, like, it's a lot of things and things that I feel in my heart that I want to say, and I won't do it. And that weighs me down a lot. It gets to me a lot because, you know, I don't know how to, you know, confront people with my feelings without getting overly emotional or getting upset or angry and it turning into something it don't. So I just kind of leave it alone. But I let it go for so long to the point where it bothers me and nobody knows. It's not their fault because I never expressed it to them.
Right.
You know, so they just give me. They just give me.
Yeah.
They just give me. And I'm giving. When I really don't want to, I don't have it like that. And y'all killing me. You know, but I don't. It's hard for me to tell people that if you following what I'm saying. So that's kind of the thing with me. That's at this moment right now in my life that's weighing me down, and I need to figure out what I'm waiting for to kind of just, you know, I don't want to upset nobody. I don't want to make enemies out of people and stuff like that. But sometimes, you know, like I said, my wife tell me all the time, you got to tell people how you feel, or it's gonna explode out of you in the wrong way. You know, so that's my thing. What's y'all's?
So to answer your question, how long will you keep letting the everyday vampires drain you dry? Like, when will you get to the point of saying when enough is enough? So you don't want to hurt anybody else's feelings, but they're hurting yours.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make a conscious decision to say, you know what? Today is the day. I just can't do it anymore.
And see, here's another thing too, right? Like for me, it don't be necessarily one person. Like say for instance, y'all two, you know, she
I ain't
may,
asking for no money now, y'all.
yeah.
Okay.
This just an example.
Right.
So she may ask me for something and don't ask me for another month.
Right.
But what she doesn't know is that 10 other people done asked me for something. You feel me? So by the time it get to her,
That's why I got
I'm angry, I'm upset, and she like, well, damn, I just asked for $5. Like what?
Right.
Wait, but what she doesn't know is that 10 other people asked me for $5 or $10 that day, and then you come along. She asked, and 10 other people asked. Now it's getting to me, but I'm still trying to be, the nice guy. So it's like I don't be wanting to take it out because it's like a bunch of people asking me for things versus one person asking me all the time. If it was one person asking me all the time, I could say, "Hey man, all right now. For the last 5 days, you done asked me for $5. Like I can't do it no more. That's fine."
I want you to set some goals for yourself.
Right.
The goal I want you to set for yourself is that the word no is a complete sentence. And I want you to practice using the word no. And once you start doing that, and that's not going to be easy at first because you're so used to saying yes and being so giving and so kind, you have to sometimes you have to pause when people ask you. Don't respond right away. Give yourself a minute. Gather yourself, even if you have to sit on your hands or if you're standing up, hold your hands together and say, "No, sorry, can't do it." And practice that. Even though on the inside you're like, "Oh gosh, I hated to tell them no." Because that used to be me. And as long as you give, some people will continue to take. And then when they keep taking from you, they deplete. And then you don't have anything else to give to someone that really, really needs it, like your wife.
Right.
Because people don't realize that they are, some of them do. They realize what they're doing. Because some people are just natural takers. Those are the daily vampires that I talked about before, that always take and take and take and take. But they don't realize sometimes or what that's doing to you internally. And like you said, that is heavy on you. But you've got to start setting some boundaries with people. And there's nothing wrong with that. And you have to put yourself first. You can't keep sacrificing you for other people because they don't care. As long as you give, they're going to keep taking. But like I said, you need to practice the word no. It's a complete sentence. Now, Shayla might want to have some more to add.
It's interesting that you said that because I actually posted that, I think maybe last week or the week before last on Facebook, and I said, the fact that I'm non-confrontational, some people think they're getting over, and they're not.
Right.
It's just I choose not to bring it up to you. I can, but I'm not a confrontational person either, so I get that energy. I don't like back and forth. I don't like, if I feel like I have to go back and forth with you, I'm going to go for the jugular.
Right.
I'm going to go because I don't want to go back and forth. I don't like just tit for tat and da-da-da. Let's just go ahead, bap, bap,
Right.
we're done.
Did y'all
And
just
so-
hear the PK
I don't have the energy to keep going back and forth. And so what I've learned for myself, when I don't feel like confronting, there's some people that I have silently forgiven. And then there's some people, just like you said, you have boundaries. And so I have my boundaries. So if I've had people that have asked me for money, and just like you say, you just say no. That's my boundary, so I don't have to put myself in a place to be confrontational. If that makes sense?
It does.
I can say no, and you'll be okay. The difference is, and it took me a while to get here too. I heard you say that you don't want to make nobody mad, da 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 da, because you care.
Right.
I don't. You'll be all right.
Did y'all hear what she just said?
I said what I said.
She said, because I don't.
I don't.
I don't care.
It took me a long time to get to that space. And listen, I don't want to say, like, I don't care.
I get it. I know what you
don't
mean.
care.
I'm just
If
clowning.
you
but I
mad,
get it.
you're just going to be mad.
Yeah.
Right.
You'll get over it. And if you stay mad, then I don't need to be with you anyway.
Right.
I don't need to be around you anyway.
Right.
You don't need my services anyway. So it's almost kind of like you just helped me out.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's something for me that I can honestly say that I struggle with that too. And I still struggle because I don't like being confrontational.
Yeah.
You've never seen me raise my voice. I don't.
Mm-mm.
Because I don't. I just don't see the point. Now, people have raised their voice to me and I just look at you like you're crazy. Because I just know there's a better way to communicate. But I'm just not you're not going to get, you're just not going to get this from me. I'll leave you right there by yourself.
Well, a lot of times.
In your thoughts.
Yeah. And a lot of times people get upset when you set boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make, like I said, make a conscious effort that you're going to start setting some boundaries with some people. And let yourself know that it is okay to do that. Because you deserve that. Everybody deserves to set boundaries with people. And sometimes you just have to cut people off.
Right.
And it could be family, close family. But if that is draining your energy and shifting your frequencies, it's not worth it. Because your peace is worth more than anything in this world. And that's what I made the conscious decision to say, my peace is priceless. It is priceless. And some people will be like, well, Camille, I hadn't heard from you. Sometimes I just don't have anything else to give. Because when you're a motivator and you inspire people every day, you can't keep giving from the cup. I'm going to have to give from what's in the sauce or what's spilled over. I can't give you what's in my cup. I need that to keep going and to sustain me. But also, I've learned I've got to be mindful of my frequencies and what I allow to come at me. So, guys, I want to thank. I know we said a lot tonight.
Hold on. Because I just no. I asked y'all. Now y'all got to give me something.
I did.
You said no. You agree with me, so that's it. The same thing that
because I'm not confrontational.
So is there anything at this moment that weighs on you? Something that you feel like you need to work on for yourself to get that weight off of you?
Yeah.
To that you say.
I think what weighs on me now is some things that I did not pursue when I was younger. I allowed fear to stop me from just pursuing my dreams to become an actress and travel the world. Like, that's something I've always wanted to do. Not to say that I can't do it, but as you get older and you know, I was married and have a lovely daughter and I'm taking care of my mom. Some things, my priorities change. So I always sometimes sit back and look and think like, gosh, what would my life have been like had I pursued acting, like just head on. So I will say every now and then that weight kind of weighs on me just a little. And sometimes even just the mere fact having to work every day. Now I love what I do. I love my job. Don't get me wrong. I love my job. But I also love the creative side of me. I love this. I love being able to talk to people where we can share, about everyday life and things that are going on. So I would say just dealing sometimes with the weight of the past, but allowing also to flip that thing and say, you know what? I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And it's never too late. I can still do those things I wanted to do. And maybe then at the time that I wanted to do it, I might not have been mature enough to handle that.
Right.
I probably wasn't. Not probably. I wasn't. I wasn't mature enough to handle where I wanted to go. But what God did do was to give me glimpses and nuggets of what it will look like if I were to pursue it. And so now, fast forward, I've started this amazing podcast with my incredible producer who is behind the lens.
JP Extraordinaire, a.k.a. Outspoken. Port to Port Music Group, PORT. The number 2, PORT Music Group everywhere. Like, share, subscribe, download.
So he just did a whole plug.
Including frequencies. Let's get it.
Listen, y'all, I'm clowning, but I love it. And that's what I want us to do, to be able to share and talk. And that's pretty much what my podcast is about. We're talking about everyday life experiences. And today was just about What is it that you're waiting for? What did you put on hold? What did you wait? You're actually wait. Mental, physical, spiritual weight. What were some things that were holding you back? So I just want to thank the lovely, lovely Shayla Lodeholt for being on my podcast tonight.
Very first guest.
That's right. That's right. Oh, she's telling me she's got to come back. So that means she does. But you know what? So this is what I want to do. So tell people where they can follow you on social media.
I'm Shayla722, SHAYLA 722 on everything.
Okay, the 722. I like that 722.
Yes, it's my birthday.
Oh, well, look at that. Oh, mic drop. The other thing is, Shayla, sing a little bit of a song for us, my viewers tonight. Just give them a snippet. Y'all, when I tell you she can go, she will just bless your soul. And it doesn't necessarily have to be gospel if you don't want to. Whatever you're led to sing. Like the old saints say, baby, whatever you was led to do.
It don't have to be gospel, but it say
whatever
you was
led to do. Just feel, let him use you. Let him use you.
Wow.
Well, you know I know your ringtone is what is it? Big Bones.
That's my song. I love it.
This is Big Bones. I can't do all of that, but that's it.
I
See
love
that?
it.
Can I let you walk me home?
I love it.
Anthony
It's the best
Hamilton,
song
y'all.
ever.
Right.
Plug.
See that?
Let's see. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him below, they are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me, for the Bible tells me so.
Oh, that was beautiful, beautiful. So, guys, listen, follow her on all of her platforms, the lovely Shayla Lodeholt, and follow me, your girl, the real Camilla Flynn, for more frequencies. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.